One shot, let's begin. Shanghai Ronrin. Shanghai Dragonborn by Takahata Yu. Translating uploaded by No Group and Melons in My Attic. All right. We read, we react, and we relive. And this is just so cool. I mean, come on, look at this. Dragonborn, mafia, action, crime, and look at this. A dragon butler, and his character designs are already super cool. Is this good? It says next generation here. Is this gonna be something that's gonna be published potentially and like serialized? Are we in on the ground floor? I don't know. It just seems like a cool concept. Dragons, Chinese mafia. Let's just begin, everybody. Shanghai Dragonborn by Yu Takahata. There once was an egg, and from the egg a dragon was born. China's largest mafia, the Kai, ate every part of that dragon. One leader and 20 executive officers shared in the meal. Ooh. The 1930s Shanghai. The newspaper company Shouho Shanghai branch. Do you think your eyes are worth anything? To think you would mess with us, the Durokai. You scum. Drip, drip, drip. No! No matter how many newspapers you destroy, you Durokai who steal the wealth from others will surely face judgment. What a talkative neck. Oh, flip, flip. Shanghai Park Hotel. Do 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 do. Miss Yu, your tea is ready. Thank you. Faye? Moon, huh? As one would expect, young lady. Thank you for the delicious tea, Faye. Don't mention it. It's a butler's duty to make sure all his mistress's needs are met. Sniff, sniff. What is it? I smell blood on you. Faye, you're hiding something from me, aren't you? Not at all, ma'am. My loyalty to you is without falsehood. I don't doubt that. But this morning, there was a blank 47-minute span where you weren't by my side. I'm terribly sorry, ma'am. You're okay. Just speak your mind, Faye. Young lady, it was this. A map? This notebook was something I picked up at the newspaper, the D-Roke. I'll come up with a pronunciation for one of these. The D-Rokai invaded. This marks a hideout of the D-Rokai executive, Go. It also marks the whereabouts of women who were abducted by Go for human trafficking purposes. Young lady? Let's crash their party. It's time to light the signal fires for the Yu and Fei Anti-Dorokai Secret Society. Secret Society? You and Fei's. You spent all your life secluded in this hotel. Haven't you taken the time to craft a way to destroy those Dorokai? But you, of all people, should know. The Dorokai control Shanghai's political and financial world through violence. 2 years ago, by secretly devouring a dragon, they gained untapped power. And Go, being one who ate a piece of that dragon, has supernatural powers as well. To face off against a man like that would take an extraordinary amount of preparation. But, Faye, the sooner we get moving, even if it's by 1 second, the more of those women that can be saved. Young lady, in that case, I'll go by myself. No, I'll come with you. It's okay, Faye. After all, you're here with me, aren't you? You're the former executive butler of the Dorokai, Mr. Huang Fei Ling. Shring. I do my best.
For the Dero Kai's boss's only daughter, Miss Do Xiaoyu.
We will stop the Delrokai's rampage. Miss Do Xiaoyu? Hmm. We have to settle things once and for all.
Dero Kai's executive Go's private residence.
According to Mr. Go's info, they're going to be here tonight.
Ah, that's incredibly lucky, isn't it? We're gonna get all the credit for ourselves. Honk, honk. Grrr.
Huh?
Hmm.
As expected, Faye.
Don't drop your guard. Let's get going. Hey, huh? Hey, did you hear something coming for the front gate just now? Looks like they're here. Let's end this now. They've likely been killed by the two gatemen. Nothing's going right today, huh? Well, if they're still alive, I'll kill them myself. Oh, look, it's an Ultra Supreme Butler. You think you're Guan Yu or something? Shrink, shrink, shrink. Huh? What?
It looks like I'll never get a turn.
I apologize, young lady. Mr. Go, you were right. A young man and a man and a young lady have arrived. I was right to keep that journal after all. What is with that guy? The dragon-headed butler. Did I skip a page? What is with that guy? That dragon-headed butler is absolutely ridiculous. I knew it. He's not just some slow-witted butler. If I kill him and the young lady, my work to the Dobro Kai will increase. The boss may even give me a higher rank. Besides, the bounty for those two is 1,000,000 tael, equivalent to 10 million ben in today's 10 million yen in today's money. 2 years ago, he devoured a dragon part despite not being an executive. The minute he left with that young lady in tow was the minute the game started. But soon, this game will come to an end and the curtains will close. This is quite a lot. Thank you for your hard work, Faye. I wonder where they are hiding the abducted women. Do you think they're in the annex? What? Young lady, huh? Looks like I got a turn after all, Faye. All the same, young lady. Brush, brush. Brush, I just can't stand being a burden for you. It's all because of your teachings, Professor Faye. It's no matter. Lady, don't look now. I've already seen it. Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. That's uniquely horrifying and original. That bonsai. How cruel. I'm glad I've seen this. We've just gained a greater conviction of our justice. Magnificent, isn't it? The ultimate fate of my slaves. This is true art. The public world is so stifling. Nothing but regulations and social facades. That is precisely why the underworld is where true art is born. And truth possesses inherent value. Even the worthless slave gains a purpose when I use their corpse for the sake of art. I'm a kind man, aren't I? Dragon thief? We're not here for small talk. The women you abducted, the ones who are still alive, where are they?
I'd like I'd like to tell you that there is no need to rush because it's your lucky day. The shipment isn't scheduled until tomorrow. But at the same time, you could say you're profoundly unlucky. For what stands in the way of your path towards justice is
Me. Young lady, please stay close to me.
got it.
From this point on, it's no longer just humans killing each other. It's a banquet of monsters. What part did you eat? Claws? What? His movements are flashy, but that's the extent of it.
Hey,
What is this? My body. It won't move. Hurry, my lady.
this is venom.
In that case, what he took weren't claws. They were the dragon's fangs. A weak person is worthless. This is what happens when a stupid old regular person eats a dragon. Young lady, run away. Back then, I really was nothing more than a butler. Granted, I was in quite an unusual circumstance, that being my service to a mafia boss's daughter. So I was a member of the mafia without any ties to money or violence. That is, until that day they obtained a dragon egg from some place, and from that egg a dragon was hatched. They then hosted a dragon banquet, which included the boss of 20 high ranking executives. 3 days later, an incident occurred. Hmm. Eat it! Eat it now! My daughter, I saved the last piece for you. The dragon's heart.
I don't want it.
To you, I give the most special part. This is my love. With this, I'll have you take over the Derokai.
Stop it, Father.
Young lady, I knew that this was a place where violence ruled supreme. Open wide and swallow, sir. In the stronghold of the Derokai, the strongest mafia in China, I was only a mere butler. At the end of the day, I was just another bag of trash. Dawn. Kiss. Smooch. You, what did you? Surely you didn't eat the dragon's heart.
Why did you do something like that?
Young lady, didn't you say before? I hate the mafia, and I hate all the violence. She was born of the daughter of a mafia boss, and yet she turned her back to the mafia and to violence itself. She was a young lady who wanted to live in peace. Even in dire circumstances, she never once uttered, "Help me," because she knew it would be dragging others into violence. To think that a noble lady like her would rather become a dragon monster, the embodiment of violence. I cannot forgive them.
Faye,
Who are you? The dragon's heart forcibly circulated blood in order to expel the poison from his body. I'm going to take you down. My dream, my dream is to be with Faye in a world without violence once again, and to live a quiet life, perhaps with a nice cup of tea. Up until now, I've been trying to act as if the violence around had nothing to do with me. Oh, it's her.
up until now, I've been trying to act as if the violence around had nothing to do with me. But I won't run away any longer. I will fight. I will be in charge of my own destiny.
For me, and for the sake of Faye's dream too. You're in the way of my young lady's dream. Executive, go!
Faye.
He's too fast. Is it possible to enhance your physical capabilities that much? The blood of a dragon, the heart of a dragon. The young lady is coming. Since the day I decided to fight, the end of the Dilro Kai began. The young lady and my dream are far beyond the Dilro Kai's control. Huh? What in the world is this, you bastard? You ask who I am. You said it yourself. I am a mere butler, and one who only lives to serve his young lady.
Thank you, Faye. If it weren't for you, we would never have been able to reach Go's stronghold.
It's all for the sake of our dream, Lady You.
I suppose it is for our dream. Huh.
What is it?
I like it. This side of you. And so, we'll break your curse, no matter what.
Young lady?
Surely you don't intend to be in that form forever.
Well, not exactly.
Even if you're fine with it, what makes you think I am?
What are you getting at? Okay. That was fun. Now, I have like almost no doubt that if this was published in like Shonen Jump, it would get a decent following. I figured it'd go beyond like a couple volumes because this premise is pretty solid. I think it has a lot of potential. The only thing is that I think that, and this is maybe strictly for the one shot, we'll see how it changed with time. I think the writing of this could be a little bit tighter. Now, this is going to be one of those times where I'm going to be a little bit more critical, just because I think this does have a lot of potential, but if they just change around a few things. But I guess let me start with some more positive things. The concept is cool. I like the concept of the dragon stuff a whole lot. I think the aesthetic and the time period work really, really well. I think the butler is a fun little. The dragon butler is really cool. I think her and her little like straw hat esque thing is really cool. And her being red and with a straw hat. I mean, come on. I love me. I love me some One Piece. Look at that. Mm, mm. Anyways, um, it's a cool aesthetic. I like the vibes. Maybe I leaned a bit too much into like trying to do the English part of it or the dapper part of it. But I think that combined with the Chinese mythology, the Chinese mafia, gives a unique blend of like the cultures and the time period and just everything. And it's also like it'll randomly just like this. This is uniquely again original, horrifying. Never seen that. Cool concept. And then it's also like I like the fact that her name is in Faye, and the young lady. They only say her name once. I like the fact that she's not helpless, and I like the fact that they kiss in the first thing. So, okay, we're gonna start the shipping wars. We're gonna appeal to the young demographic here. We're gonna essentially do a modernized Black Butler with with some dragons into which surely there will be no fan fiction written about the dragon form or the human form, right? And then of course it's like, what are you getting at, right? So he is like, what is the word? He's not he's blushing, so he still wants to be with her. He says it, and then you could kind of play with this platonic and like romantic. It's like, well, I want to be with her forever, even if to have tea, a quiet, peaceful life. And it feels like a lot of these things. First, I like the setup. We have a clear goal. We have the dragons. We have the power system to an extent. I'm sure there'll be more to it than just the dragons. Probably mythical creatures, but we have the mafia. And we have the end goal of like a non-violent life and perhaps a cup of tea. And then she wants him to be his regular form, and it's a curse too, right? And then the art is just phenomenal. Like one of the things that I noticed immediately was when we look at the first couple of pages, like boom, boom, let's see the mafia table. Like, look at this. This is like really good art from uh, topography perspective, topographical perspective. The heart is a good detail, the brain, and then this is very, very good detail. So it's art that you might take for granted. Now, if there were a few things I would change about this particular one shot, and these are very minor, one, just get rid of this. Just get rid of this page here. Like, you don't need this. This part, you don't need this page either, right? I feel like if you're gonna start this, even this one, maybe you want to establish the time period, sure, but I think this is a really strong way to start. Do you think your eyes are worth anything? Mess with us, the Devrai Kai, and then I don't know. I'm sure that there'd be some sort of translation which make it clear as the Chinese mafia. Boom, and then no matter how many times, da 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 da, those will surely face judgment. And then here, you could have probably just put the Shanghai Park Hotel right there. And I actually don't think you really need to specify the time period. Like, I guess if you want to set it there, sure. But if this is a fictional universe and we're dealing with mystical arts, it's okay to not have a time period, right? And then this just one leader and 20 executive officers. I feel like you're maybe limiting yourself a bit by having this aspect here, by saying 20 officers. And then so now there's a set number. Now maybe that's good because there's a goal. Maybe you could consistently replace them, and maybe you need limits. But then you're supposed to think of like 20 parts of a dragon. I he ate the brain of the dragon. He ate the heart, the claws, the fangs. He ate the pancreas of the dragon. And maybe you could think of some fictional parts, but eventually it's like, okay, what do we want to do? He ate the bones of a dragon. He ate the intestinal tract of a dragon. Maybe the fire pouch. I'm sure you could, but I don't think you need to necessarily say that. You could just be like, hey, it's the mafia, and then with this, you also have potential to like expand the story further of like foreign mafias, right? So this I think is a much stronger opening. And if you really wanted to, I don't even think that's necessary because you explained it like 2 or 3 times. And then this is a nice contrast too. Boom, 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 boom. This is good. I appreciate this entrance here. Um, this is sure, however they want to introduce it, fine. Because this immediately gives us whatever. Then we have the backstory right here. Boom, it's controlled through violence. That's what we don't need those first 2 pages. And this here is also, again, like why we don't need those first 2 pages. Because they explain right here that, great, this is the power system. They ate the power of a dragon. Now they have supernatural powers, right? Perfect, perfect, perfect here. Mr. Huang Fei Lang. I'll do my best. We'll stop the rampage here. I feel like there's some other stuff. This, I don't know why this guy getting killed by a fork. Because it's not that he had a fork and like died or whatever. How long is this fork, right? Because that's a pretty long pointing part of the fork. It looks like it's stuck here, which would hurt and suck. And maybe he just collapsed because there maybe there's poison or something. But that, I don't know. If it fell the other way too, it'd be even worse. But then this one, just like the rat tat 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 tat. It's funny that thing here. Great, they go and he like kills him, I guess, with another fork. Great. I'm going to see this. Sure, mafia. What was the other part of it I wanted to? I apologize, young lady. Dragon-headed butler. I knew it. He's not just some slow-witted butler. I think the thing with her being the daughter of the Doraikai is good. And him trying to do whatever. This backstory, I think, is fine. Or is it good? You show she's capable here. This is solid. I think it had to do with the monologuing. This one is... I feel like with this one, it's really random. As weird as that sounds. Because it just seems like a weirdly unnecessary villain monologue that doesn't comes out of nowhere. Does he talk about art? Not really, right? And that's like if we're gonna establish some basic characterization, like maybe you could be like, oh, he said, are your eyes worth anything? Adding maybe a page where he talks about art or something, or has something a little bit different, or maybe where he's like, okay, great, I'll add you to my collection next time, right? Something could be a little bit better with his characterization, where it's not just a random villain monologue that comes out of nowhere. I think you kind of have to hint at this. And I understand maybe he's a one-off villain, but you could also potentially have him come back. He's like, we're not here for small talk. Like, oh, what do you mean? This is just random. And it's also like, who starts a conversation like that? There's no rush. Okay, we establish whatever. He's a bad dude. And then, like, you could have cut this down and then got to the fight. Banquet of Monsters, the Fang, sure. What part did you eat? I think that's good. Him eating the heart is strange, whatever. This is good. I like this backstory here. I think it's very solid. It's cruel. It shows that like he's well meaning. It also leaves it open for like him to like move further down the line and get more backstory from him. I also like the fact she didn't say help me because that's a really important part of her characterization. Oh, I think I remember now. Because if her, did they mention this earlier? Like the violence part of her, where she wants to live in a world without violence? I think that's what the part I was gonna do a little bit more. Smell blood. You're hiring something on me. The executive here. Let's crash their party. Okay. If you want to destroy here, we could save more people. Okay, I think that's the other part here because if you were to go and have this part, my dream is to do this. I don't think this is fine. I think if you want to leave it in the backstory, if I wanted to mildly improve it, I probably would have added like a little bit of extra characterization in the beginning. You know, maybe the saving is fine where she's like, oh, I hate that violence. It disgusts me. Or even like when she smells the blood at him. Dude, like, you know, violence disgusts me, right? Like, why are you doing this here? Or and some sort of maybe this is too deep for one chapter, but some sort of conduit where she's like, I hate violence, but I recognize that I might have to deal with violence in order to stop violence. It's almost paradoxically, right here. Like, I've been trying not to violence tries to do with me. I won't run any longer. I will fight here. Or maybe there's between fighting and violence. Or far beyond here. The only young lady in my dream. Boom. This is cool. Thank you, Faye. We're in for you. We would never be with brush followers. All for the sake of our dream. Like, he starts talking about dreams, like, randomly near the end. It just seems like he had to have a goal. And then the curse thing. I think this is an okay thing to end on, too. Maybe if they had called it a curse a bit earlier, you could have, like, changed it a bit. And this is like slightly nitpicky writing, I think, or nitpicking critique that I'm doing throughout it, just to like improve the quality of this one, because it seems like it hits all the beats. It just seems a little haphazard in the transition sometimes. Is all here. This one again, not necessary here. 1930s, boom, because you immediately cut to cut to cut. You do three different cuts so quickly, and each of these are independent of each other. So again, you start with the strong one here. You get rid of the first two pages. You have this transition. You include some characterization about this, about like the violence or whatever, wanting the peace or the tea or something like that, right? Something very, very minor. Because this one, I guess, saving people if you don't want the anti-violence to be a thing, but rather being a more noble thing. Because that's what I thought her characterization would be more so than like a peaceful life. Because a peaceful life and a noble life doesn't necessarily exclude violence, right? This is fun, sure, let's keep it. Boom, boom, boom. Random mafia, sure, you don't need to explain to everybody. Random villain monologue, whatever, sure. Boom, boom, boom. He comes here, that's fine. Cool transformation. This is fine. Good, you stab him. Monologue because he's about to die. You explain his power system. You already get the kiss out of the way for the fan service. Boom, boom, boom. And then he wins the fight. And then he talks about the dream and gives goals. Yeah, I think that's most of my critique.
just tighten up the writing a little bit of this year, but it's not bad by any means. Like it's rated an 8 for a reason overall. I think that's a pretty accurate rating. So something I would give it because the art is good, the story and the premise is there, the world building is there. It did have like it's been a while since I've actually genuinely been shocked at something I read on this channel where it's like, oh gosh, really? Like that again, this was a really good part here. The establishment of both their characters was really, really solid. The fan service. This is a very marketable series. And also, I mean, even as I'm like going through this, like I'm trying to take a look at the paneling as well. Like the paneling is varied for the action, which I appreciate. They do seem like they're a lot of their paneling is within these panels with very little. What's the word? Very little going beyond the borders. I mean, it is cool. I think maybe you could be a little more creative with that, but that, again, that's a nitpick. But overall, I mean, again, they do have the action, follows very, very well from this. I wouldn't be surprised if this became published very, very soon. I think that the chapter one will have a couple of tweaks to it that I think would be really good. And then we get the full story here. Because again, like, I think this is pretty much ready to go. If you ship this off like this, most people will be satisfied with it. And yeah, like 99% of people. But I guess that's between great and really great for me. Are they still trying to get published? Look at them. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. They went and they like have been publishing, so we're on like the ground floor. 2025, years after a dragon fell in Edo City, the city rebuilt itself along the dragon. Oh, so they just love dragons here. That's an interesting art style. When samurai for the Matsumichi domain heard there's a cure for the plague existed within the dormant dragon's body, they ventured inside. They're going to explore a dragon. Is this another dragon? There's no one here. But this is Mafia as well. So it looks like they've been trying to get published for a while. I don't know what these two are, but this one, yeah, just publish this one, I think. I think it's good. But yeah, everybody, what do you think? Is this just Black Butler, more fan service? I think this hits pretty much every demographic you want to hit, right? This hits the guy demographic is cool action, mafia, sick stuff. Not to say women are into that, but it also has the woman, strong, capable, badass. And then, they're protecting each other. Awesome. Then it plays to the Black Butler audience as well, where like you have a butler that's charming, that's there to protect you. And you already got them shipped. And I'm sure you just have a bunch of well designed characters. Well, you're going to ship everybody, I'm sure. And there'll be fan art of like characters, right? Like if you look at like the villain in this guy, he knows how to draw men very well. And because of that, you're going to have a bunch of pretty boys that people are going to ship in the future, right? So awesome. This was really good. It's been a while since we read a straight up action one like this, and I'm very excited. So thank you all for watching, everybody. I hope you get your Dragon Butler and you become Luffy and you eat dragons. And maybe there's other mystical animals you eat, like a unicorn or something. And then you get unicorn powers. I don't know. That would be a cool concept to introduce in this as well, though. But with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.